Well, welcome all group leaders and team leaders here at New Life. And we are in an interesting time. And even today, just in my own life, going like, I miss talking to people. And so even in this conversation today, thanks for joining us on this Zoom meeting. We just want to give some easy, practical hints and tips to help you and the groups you're a part of, the teams you're a part of. How do you keep community going in the midst of having to kind of self-isolate? And I know some of you are just at home all day now, or are unable to get out, or for whatever reasons, you and your group. And so we want to just make it really simple, practical. How do you continue to keep your groups and teams going, even in the midst of this virus that is going around everywhere we go? And so, so firstly, just a few things as we start this recording. If you are watching this later, just ignore this part. But if you're on this now, I'm going to walk us through a few things. Right now, everyone's muted here. There's a few things you could do as we go through this conversation. If you want to talk a little bit more, on the bottom of your screen, there's a little chat button. And so that opens up a kind of a group chat. And so if I start saying something, you want me to pause, or you want to kind of ask a question, this is a great spot to just kind of be able to ask some questions and kind of use that as a place to stop and answer some questions. And then somewhere on your screen, because my screen is a little bit different than yours, there's a little, here, Stacy, I'm gonna unmute you for a second. There's a little spot where you can raise your hand. Stacy, where is that?
So if you've got your chat up on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll see all the participants at the top, the chat at the bottom, and right in the middle, there's one that says mute me, and on the right, it says raise hand. So if I click that, it puts a hand by my name, and Zach knows I have a question to ask.
So feel free as we walk through these next few minutes, and we just kind of, thanks, Stacy. So as we walk through, if you want to chat or if you want to raise your hand here, that's a great spot, and I'll pause and I'll let you answer a question. My goal is that we go for the next 10, 15 minutes, just walking through some practical ways to help you and your groups. And then I'll hit stop on the recording. And then whatever questions you may have, I'll hang out here as long as you have questions and stuff. But beyond that, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you guys do. Thank you for the groups that you serve, the people you serve, the teams that you're a part of. In New Life, we are grateful for what you do and how you minister to people. And we're not going anywhere. Like, church has never been a building, right? Church has been its people. And so even though right now Sunday morning is happening through online experience, throughout even your groups, you might want to consider doing online experiences as well, so online groups. The church isn't going anywhere, New Life isn't going anywhere, us as leaders. So on here right now, you see Stacy McLaren, Maureen's on this one, Vanessa is on here right now, but she would say this, like, we are here to support, to help, to encourage you and your groups in any way possible. And so if you need something, or if you have questions or not sure what to do, or if you hear people who are struggling through whatever these next few days or next few weeks, they need stuff, like, let us know. We want to help. We want to be a part of helping you continue to do groups. This is not a time for us to pull back. Oh, ministry is slowing down. Like, oh, the church is slowing down, so we're not going to do as much. The opposite is true. Let's engage more. Let's engage. Let's be God's people. Let's be God's church to help and to walk through ministry together. The church is not a building. The church is you, and the groups that you're a part of, and the teams that you are a part of as well. And so I just want to walk through a couple ideas to help you maybe consider, how do you do this? How do you be church in a spot when we're self-quarantined? And so first one might be the groups that you're a part of. There's lots of, do online groups like this. I know it's not the ideal. It's much better when you're all together with brownies or pizza or chaos with the kids and stuff running around. But something is better than nothing. And yeah, like I said earlier, like, I know I'm longing for more community in my life. I'm texting more people. I'm trying to be on Facebook a little more. Those are not the same things as being in the room with somebody. But I would encourage you to look for ways to engage. And maybe it is. If your group usually meets on Wednesday nights, Look for ways to do a Wednesday night Bible study using Zoom. I have a list of other options. There's Google Hangouts. There's Skype. There is even just calling in and doing a conference call is an option. There's lots of options to help you create group and group experience just the way you normally would do every week or every other week. And so I would really encourage you as group leaders and team leaders to keep finding ways to connect with one another and not just going like, well, we'll see everyone in about 3 weeks or 4 weeks or 5 weeks from now. But look for ways to connect and find ways. Two things along with that. So Vanessa and I just did a podcast and just a little conversation of helping you go, how do I do this? How do I do an online group? And so you're welcome to go listen to that. We just posted that just even like about 2 hours ago. And then we just did a blog post on our Leading Well website that I'll send you everyone out. That gives you kind of more, I give you some really easy tutorials. Like, okay, do I use Google Hangout? Do I use Zoom? What are the differences between those two? And I just, to make it really simple and easy to help you make choices or make decisions on what might be the best way for your group to find ways to connect. Keep leading, keep finding ways to connect, even in the midst of self-quarantine and kind of social withdrawal from each other. That's what's important. That's what we all need in this time. Find ways to keep doing what you've always been doing. Just because this virus is going around doesn't mean we should stop being in community with one another. And so we're trying to provide some easy ways to help you keep that going. So Zoom, so I'm part of a few different groups. We're using this Zoom to help have conversations. I know Stacy and Maureen and Vanessa and I are leading some online small groups through Zoom. They're easy, and it feels difficult and it feels awkward. You might be learning something new, but once you get past a little bit of the learning curve that it is, it's really simple and it's really easy to make that work. So I'd encourage you to keep going. And the second thing I would encourage you to do is, so if your group meets on Wednesday nights, look for more than just Wednesday night to connect with people. There's lots of ways to do that, but looking for every other day, every day or every few days, looking for ways to kind of continue to build those bridges of community. So there's lots of ways, sending mail, sending Facebook messages, text messages, FaceTime, Skype, doing virtual dinners together. Those are just a few. But the idea is just, it's easy in this time just to get withdrawn and what do we need to do to take care of ourselves? And the best thing we can be doing sometimes is, hey, how can I care for somebody else? How can I reach out to my group member, my team, and build relationships? There's a simple thing we all have and will never go away. We all have our telephone, and our telephone still works even in the midst of chaos around us. But the most important thing you could probably do is just pick up your phone and give somebody a call. And I would really encourage you, and maybe in this next week, to say, hey, I'm going to try and make a personal contact with every person in my group, every person on my team, just to check in and to say hi. And so I would encourage you to be proactive in that conversation and reach out. And so the phone always works, and then we all have phones. And so look for ways like that. One thing that I have on my phone that I use often, and I have this app called Marco Polo, and all it is just, it's a video app, a kind of video conversation app. And so I might sit there and have this awkward selfie video conversation with somebody, and I send it to them, and then they watch it whenever they can, and they send it back. And I know I have lots of really good, meaningful, spiritual conversations using Marco Polo. And so just get creative and find some ways to help your group connect with one another. Look at, daily encouragement, writing personal emails. One thing my wife and I were talking about the other night, even like Chrissy and Jared in our group, is going like, hey, once we put our kids down around 8 o'clock and they're out, let's have a FaceTime with somebody in our group, and let's call Chrissy and Jared, and let's have let's just catch up and talk and see what's going on. I'm going to stop here. Stacy has a question. So what do you got, Stacy? Oh, hang on. I muted the wrong. Oh, that was, wait, who raised their hand? It changed on me. See, okay. Sorry. It switched on me. All right, go ahead, Stacy.
Okay, so I just learned this today. On Facebook Messenger also has an option where you can do a large group actual phone call face to face,
Yeah,
like we're doing right now, but you do it through Facebook Messenger. So I just
yeah.
learned that today. It's a great option.
Yes, so Facebook Messenger allows you to have up to 100 people on that phone call, but only 6 video messages. And so like here we have more than 6, but it allows you to have 6 people who can message or video message in, or the rest of us can have phone calls in as well. And so those are great, easy ways and stuff. So may have any other questions there or any thoughts? Yeah, Tom, let me unmute you real quick. Tom. Good. Go ahead, Tom.
We use Facebook. We've got a Facebook group that's just our
Yeah.
group.
Yeah, that's a great way.
One thing that I've done is I have reminded everybody in the group that there are these devotionals coming out from the church.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a great way for all of us to stay connected with the church.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, is it new that the church has a YouTube channel?
It's kind of new. We put things on our website mostly, but that's where we store all our videos and kind of backlog everything.
Yeah, because on the YouTube channel, there is a church channel for YouTube, and I signed up for it. I think, what did we see? 182 members.
Yeah.
People that have actually signed on. So that's kind of a cool thing to be able to tell everybody, hey, this is going on. Have a look at it.
Yeah, you could go on and watch old sermons, old worship services. They make you kind of music videos in essence on there. Like you could watch some of the music that they've all produced, and so that's an easy way to kind of find ways to connect with New Life as a whole.
And the most recent is these daily devotionals that the pastors are putting on. That's
So Monday through Saturday, we'll put one out every day.
Yep.
And our staff and elders and leaders are all jumping on to being part of that.
Yep.
So, Jim, did you have a question?
Well, I was, I'm looking at this on an iPad, and I have 9 windows. Is that the max number, or can we do more?
So Zoom allows you to have over 100 people be part of it. If you're doing like video like this, the free version gives you 40 minutes. You do I have a paid version I'm using for us to do this a little bit more. It's like $14 a month if you want to do a little bit more of a paid to have unlimited time. But you could go 40 minutes and then just stop it and pick everyone just kind of jump back on for the next 40 minutes if you wanted to as well.
So everybody in the group then would have to pay the $14 to.
No, just one person. Just one person, because like right now I'm paying it and you guys are all watching it, and so and hey Carol, and so you're all able to come be a part of this group, and I'm the one paying for it.
Okay, all right.
Does that make sense?
That was my question. Yeah,
it's
great.
So the nice thing, just finding ways to connect and do this. And so like, for example, if I'm on my screen, I'm going to switch over and I'm going to hit share. So if I was leading a group on this right now, like I might come over here and go, hey guys, we're all going to sit here and let's just take a minute. I think I'm going to mute everyone so you don't have to worry about this going bad for you. Let's see, mute all. All right. Or no, you're unmuted. Hang on. Manage, mute all. So if I was leading a group, hey, let's all just take a minute and let's all worship together. And so even wherever you are, let's just do it together. I'm not going to sing, that we don't have to hear my voice, but you're all muted, and so it'll be okay. But if I was leading this group, I'd be like, okay, here's this song we all know. And let's just take a minute and just worship God even right now in the midst of our busyness.
Oh. Zach, we can't hear it because it's going through your
There you
earphones.
go. How about this? You can hear it, right? You can't hear it?
It's a rough sound.
All right, we'll have to figure it. I'll stop. But you got the idea. Oh. Can you guys hear me now? So you got the idea. And so some of those things are a little learning curves and figuring those things out, but that's an easy way. Like if I was leading a group online, I might start with a worship song where we can all gather and just sing a song together. YouTube has lots of great songs that you could play. And then I might go around, okay, all right, everyone, you get 2 minutes and go around. All right, Stacy, give us a quick update on what's going on in your life. How are you doing? And you might, okay, I'll give Stacy the floor to have a conversation, and then I might go, okay, Maureen, you're next, and Jay, you're next, and Tom, and Evansons, and go around and around. So I give everyone a few minutes just to catch up and how are you doing? And then I might take, if you're doing a video study that maybe you're working on, there's lots of good places to find that. Or if you're doing a Bible study, you go, okay, we're going to read this together, and then here's a few questions that we're all going to kind of just be able to answer. And I just say, just be patient with one another. If you're, as we answer some of those questions, so we're not all just jumping around all over the place. Again, it's not ideal, but it's better than nothing, and a chance to connect and talk with one another. And then I would say, okay, let's all just take, let's just share prayer requests. And I do the same thing. Okay, Stacy, you go first, and then Maureen, you go, and then Jay, and then McKinmon's and Evanson's. And what I would say then too is let's just pray. Let's just pray. On my screen, I have the speaker, so everyone's there. And I'd be like, okay, Stacy, you pray for Maureen, and Maureen, you pray for Jay, and Jay, you pray for the Kinnamans. And that way just allows us even to pray out loud to one another. And that's a great way to kind of continue to build, to have some of those rhythms that we have in our groups that we love. And again, it's not in person, but it's, but somebody praying for each other and praying for one another is a really significant, great way to kind of connect with people and care for people as we kind of walk through whatever this thing is for a while. And so that's a great way to kind of run an online group to make it easy and efficient for everyone as well. But more than that, again, I come back and go, the important is just keep connecting with people, both on your normal Wednesday night or whenever you guys meet as much as you can. Look for ways to connect with the people during the week and just make it a priority, not just, hey, a group text, but find ways you can make personal connections with one another. And on the end of that, I just say, this is a chance for us to make a difference in this world. And so you might have friends, you might have neighbors, you might have coworkers that you can maybe invite even to come to be part of your small group for this season as well. And so I look for ways to invite people to be part of what God's doing and make a difference in somebody else's life. The last thing I just would remind you, as I said at the beginning, Stacy, Maureen, Vanessa, and I, we're here and we want to support, we want to help. We want to help your groups and help your teams continue the community you have, and not that you would lose it at all. Actually, in this season, you'll grow in community with one another. And so, however way we can help, we're praying, we're reaching out. But if there's more we could do, please let us know, because we want to help your group be successful and not go like, hey, let's just weather this storm for a few more weeks and then we'll get back together. That's not what God's called us to do. God's called us to lean into this, and God's called us to let's be the community, let's be the body together. And so, thank you. Thank you for what you guys do. Thank you for the people you lead, the people you care for, the groups that you're a part of, the teams that you do, and however way we can best help. We want to help you walk through all this. And so, thanks for being part of this little webinar, whatever this thing's called. But thanks for what you guys do, and have a great day.